What's up, World of Tankers? Welcome back to my channel. This is Gun-Blitz, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Chimera. This tank is a Tier 8 British medium collector tank, and I highly recommend to pick up this fun tank. Let's go ahead and take a look at the armor profile of this tank. And after that, we are going to go ahead and take a look on the stats of this tank. As you can see, this tank does not have a lot of armor. If you angle it, you might get a bounce here and there, but I wouldn't rely on this armor. I wouldn't play this tank aggressive. I would play this tank passive and behind cover. And here are the statistics of the armor. They'll pop up right now. Let's go over some of the stats of this tank. This tank has around 1800 damage per minute and a shell reload of over 14 seconds. This medium has 1400 hit points. Let's go over the penetration of this tank. With AP 235, APCR 265, HE 69. I think this tank has plenty of penetration. I never had a problem with it. And the average damage, AP is 440, APCR 400, and HE a whopping 530. I really love this gun on this tank. It can outtrade a lot of other tanks. This tank's top speed is 50, reverse of 20, and average speed of 32 kilometers. One drawback of this tank is this tank does feel sluggish to me, and to get to that 50 kilometers is very challenging. Let's check out what this tank can do in battle. The first game is in Molenbeek. I see that we have an equal amount of heavies, TDs, and meds, so I'm gonna go ahead and head over to the medium side. You want to play this tank passive and make sure you have cover nearby. That way you can hide behind it. Another thing is, make sure you keep an eye on where your team is going and that you have support from other teammates. Because if you don't and you go to one side of the map alone, more than likely you'll get destroyed in, 30 seconds to a minute into the match. I like to take this bush here early in the game. This is a good position to spot the enemy and to get an idea of the position of the enemy to know where they're located. If nobody gets spotted, more than likely the enemy is on the other side of the map. And there you can see we spotted the enemy and got a nice shot into them without getting shot in return. And as you can see, we backed up into cover right away and waited for our reload before poking out again and hitting that eagle for the second time. And I'm gonna go ahead and back up into cover to wait for my reload. This tank does have a longer reload, but the alpha damage does make it worth it. And I see that this bulldog is fighting that CDC by himself, so I'm gonna go ahead, push up, and help him out. Unfortunately, we are not able to penetrate that HE shell, but we still got around 400 damage from that. And let's see if we can get a clear shot on this AMX CDC, and yes, we are able to clear him out. And I see that the Caro is to the right of me, so I'm going to be very cautious for him not to hit me. I have no idea what that Caro is doing in a heavy. He's supposed to be front line, not in the TD bush on that side of the map. And that shot on a VK was just unfortunate. But we back up right away into cover. And I'm going to go ahead and move up and see if I can get a shot into the silence. And we get a nice clearing HE shot into him. Unfortunately, we did get hit by that Caro once. I'm gonna go ahead and flake around this building to the left of me. That way, that Caro doesn't have easy shots onto me. And we're gonna go ahead and aim in on this VK, and we get a nice shot into him, and we back up right away behind this building. And I see that this VK got cleared out, so I'm gonna go ahead and push up onto this Carl and see if we can get a shell onto him. And we were able to get a 443 shot into him. This gun just chunks out damage. And we're gonna go ahead and push up to help our teammate and try get a shot onto this WZ. Unfortunately, we do bounce that shell. Unfortunately, you can see that we are not able to penetrate the back with an HE, so we're just going to go ahead and load a standard shell, and we get a nice 390 damage into him. We are going to go ahead and reload and see if we can clear out this WZ. And yes, we are able to get a nice 407 shell into him and clear him out. I think I should have flanked around on the right side instead of going on the left side after this AMX, because I think I could have got a nice shell into him. Let's see if we'll be able to clear him out right here. And yes, we are able to get that clear shot out. We've dealt 3,700 damage in this tank. This tank is just a fun tank, and you can farm out the enemy pretty well. And the second match is on Rockfield. We are going to go ahead and head over to the medium side.
Time to roll out.
I like to take this position to the left of this hill to get some early spots out and to get some shots out when the enemy is crossing. I like to sit in this bush early game, that way we can get some spots out and we can get a nice 523 damage into the TD without getting shot in return. As you can see, I shot and I backed into cover right away, especially since we got spotted. And here is why you got to be aware of your surroundings. If I was only paying attention to what was in front of me, I would have never seen that chieftain, and he probably would have got a nice shot onto me. But I was able to see him flanking behind me, and instead I got a nice shot onto him and a bounced one from him. And we were able to get a nice shot onto this email. As you can see, I'm keeping an eye behind us. That way they don't push up and farm us out. Unfortunately, I do overpoke here to get a shot onto that email. But we did conserve our HP, so we can take a shot. I have no idea how this smasher to the right of me wasn't spotted. But he wasn't able to pen his HE, and we get a nice return shot onto him. As you can see right here, we used our good 10 degrees of gun depression to get a shot onto the KPZ. I have no idea how he hit that shot on the move onto me. And we are going to go ahead, back up, and reload our shell. I really thought that the KPZ was going to tunnel me. Surprisingly, he didn't. Phew. And we are going to go ahead and move up with this AMX and get a nice shell into this smasher. And there is just this KPZ left, and we are going to go ahead, reload, aim in, and clear him out. And we get over 3,300 damage, top of the team. This tank is a very fun tank, and I highly suggest you guys pick it up whenever it becomes available in the store. And that is it for the review. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more content like this. Peace.